snap-offs, about 9 feet up.
And walk back into a cove back here, and we actually got a print.
Welcome to Adventures into the Unknown. Today's adventure has us searching for the Mogollon monster, aka Arizona's Bigfoot or Sasquatch, which is commonly described as a large bipedal creature over 7 feet tall with large red eyes and walks with long strides, leaving behind footprints measuring up to 22 inches in length. Its body is said to be covered with long black or reddish brown hair, with the exception of its face, hands, and feet, and apparently it reeks of a strong pungent odor described as that of dead fish, which might correspond with the many sightings documented around lakes located along the Mogollon Rim. In addition, the monster has been said to emit a blood-curdling scream described as sounding like a woman in great distress. Now, generally, the scientific community attributes the creature sightings to either hoaxes or misidentification. In fact, as recently as the early 1930s, grizzly bears roamed the forests of Arizona. In addition, other large mammals such as black bears, mountain lions, and elk may also account for these sightings. However, the Apache and Navajo tribes in the region speak of the Big Hairy Man, and these legends go back hundreds of years. Now, the oldest known reported sighting was in 1903, and the most recent reported sighting listed on the Bigfoot Field Researcher Organizations or BFRO website would currently be 2021. So, with that all being said, the creature is reported to dwell in the ponderosa pine forest of the Mogollon Rim, which is primarily located in central Arizona, north of Phoenix, and just east of Payson, Arizona, and that is where we are headed today. All right, so we're headed down to Bear Canyon Lake, and we've already come across a couple snap-offs. We got those two there, and then over here is another one. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not saying this is Bigfoot doing that. In reality, it's probably the weight of the snow breaking that off, or something from the canopy above taking that down. But interesting snap off. I know some of you think this has got to be Bigfoot evidence, so I'm just documenting it. Looks like we have another snap off, but in this case it looks like it's actually kind of twisted. Not just snapped, but almost twisted. So it's not just snapped, but kind of twisted, and that can actually happen from the wind twisting it as well. So again, not saying that's Bigfoot. Alright, so if you're wondering about possible food sources for a Sasquatch, these little white flowers on the little green leafy plants are actually strawberry plants, wild strawberries. And eventually, later this summer, we're just at the end of May, there will be strawberries on these little plants. Alright, so we just came to the edge of the lake down here. We're at Bear Canyon Lake. And we walked back into a cove back here. And we actually got a print. We actually have a print. It's a pretty small print. But you can appear to see toes up here at the top. The heel back here. It's very flat. It's got the typical structure. You can almost see the toes at the top there if you're really looking. And so if this is really a Mogollon monster print, it would more than likely be a juvenile, obviously not an adult. And so that would kind of be for comparison. I don't have big feet, so not a very big print. Alright, not sure we got the right lighting, but you can see a path coming down from the ridge up there. And that path comes down along the shoreline of the lake and turns into a man-made path. This path, however, appears to be more of a game trail than a human path. And it's pretty steep. Again, the camera's not going to show you how steep it is, but pretty steep.
Alright, so we just walked up from down there at the lake. We walked straight up because, again, Bigfoot is probably not going to take a path. They're going to come straight up the hill, and we've come up to this rock formation, and there's a little carve out down here that I think someone could take shelter in. So if we walk back up into here, yeah, you've got probably someone building their little nest back in there. Definitely could lay down back in here for some shelter. All right, so we have more rock structures up here that might be shelter, but what is interesting, we have a path coming up from the lake, pretty much straight up. Don't think people are really walking this path. And actually right here, got kind of a possible print. Almost see the toes up here and the heel back here. So another possible print. So we got this step, maybe another step here. That looks like a great spot you could sit, and you would have a clear view of anything coming up at you, including that creature right there. Not easy climbing. It is pretty much straight up or down. Back down to the lake down there. All right, so I just noticed this rock bounced on the bigger rock, and then if you look up straight from here, not sure you can make it out, but there's actually a rock stuck in the split on this tree. Not saying that Bigfoot stacked either one of these rocks, could very well be humans, but this is definitely not natural. Somebody had to put that rock there on that tree. And it's not a small rock. It's got some good weight to it. Alright, here's another snap off. As you can see, the tip going down into the ground, snapped off up there, probably around 9 feet up. Not saying Bigfoot did it. Alright, so there are two more rocks that look like they've been deliberately placed here. And actually, these sticks look like they've been placed right there. And now, what could be significant about these rocks is the Apache tribe believe the Mogollon monster clack rocks together. And those look like two rocks that perhaps a Sasquatch might clack together. Just fill my hands. Alright, so we got a pile of elk droppings here. Got another pile of elk droppings here. And then here, that could be bear. Alright, so it looks like we have a spot here where something is crossing over this log and they're stepping basically right here as they're going either down or going up. Katana, get back.
Alright, I think that pretty much wraps it up for today's adventure into the unknown. However, the search for the Mogollon monster has just begun, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss future adventures. And while you're at it, if you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. Also, if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comments section down below. I do make an effort to read them all. Now, with that all being said, I want to thank all of you for joining us on today's adventure. And I want to shout out a very special thank you to Kelly for joining us on and off the trail today. So, at the end of the day, remember, seek and enjoy. See you in the next adventure.